Welcome to the Construction 4.0 event hosted by ConTech. My name is Bengt Steinbrecher and I'm the head digital partnerships of Holcim. I'm here today with my colleague Pritesh Gandhi, who is the digital lead transformation. We are both parts of the digital innovation unit at Holcim. But before we start to talk about how we are collaborating with startups, I want to share a few words about Holcim and our ambition and why you as startups and investors should be excited about working together with us. Maybe the most impactful trend in the last decades for mankind has been urbanization. Cities like New Delhi, they grew from 10 million inhabitants in 1990 to 30 million inhabitants in 2020. And this trend is going to continue for the next years, with more than 2 billion people moving into urban areas in the next 25 years. And what is amazing about that is that 60% of the infrastructure which will be needed for that still has to be built. So it means we have to build a city the size of New York every other month for the next 25 years. And we can only solve that challenge if we are building greener, smarter, and for all. As Holcim, we are well positioned to disrupt how the construction industry will build in the future. With more than 2,000 sites globally and a representation in more than 70 countries, we are covering the full value chain from the quarry to the cement plant, the whole supply chain to the construction site. With this, we are convinced that we can drive the innovation of the construction industry. Now, Pritesh, share with us what you think about open innovation.
Yeah, thank you, Ben. Appreciate that. And I think it's one of the key reasons why we at the company have established the MAQER unit, the Holcim MAQER unit, as we talk about. The idea behind the Holcim MAQER unit has been primarily to create a platform for members of the open innovation community to really engage with us on a very active basis. And what we've done here is rather than being a venture investor or a corporate venture arm that you may see in other large corporates, it's really to flip the model to become more of a venture client model, where we bring the vast scale that Bengt was just referring to, the large global footprint that exists within our network, and make it available to startups and to innovative new solutions to really help address the most pressing challenges within the organization. It's a way for these organizations, these small startups or these emerging players in various different areas, to really be able to affect the entire industry rather than just one player. We realize that this is really the way to create the scale and to create the impact that makes a real change in the way that we do things as an industry player.
And I think we can mention there some examples, Pritesh, right? I mean, for example, Zello, which you might know as kind of the push-to-talk app, which works a little bit like walkie-talkies, which we have been able to integrate in our own customer-facing platform, and which allows now to communicate between construction site people with the truck drivers delivering the concrete and the dispatcher. And this functionality, this solution is available on more than 40,000 construction sites across North America. So I think a great example to show how such a solution can scale with us and within the construction industry. Or another example could be actually an Israeli company, Make My Day, which together with our business in Brazil has developed a solution which helps to schedule and route the trips of the sales force that we have in Brazil. With this successful pilot that they did there, a rollout was later then done in Brazil, and now they are scaling the whole solution across the whole of Latin America. So I think two cool examples how a startup can work together with us and how we can help them to scale across geographies and within the construction industry.
And Bengt, thanks for sharing two, I think, very relevant examples that affect core activities within our business. You know, we talk about the health and safety with Zello. We talked about what we can do with our commercial activities with Make My Day. And I think that those are the traditional aspects that most of our industry players are very well aware of, you know, health and safety planning, et cetera, et cetera. But I think that one piece that is very important and something that LafargeHolcim is committed to has been the idea of sustainability. We are an organization that is focused very squarely on this. We've recently signed a net zero pledge, and it's something that we take seriously across the entire value chain for the organization. So I wanted to share a quick 90-second video that walks through what that means and how we're able to really introduce digital solutions to the idea of sustainability and how they play hand in hand. So if you allow me, I'll go ahead and just share this. Right.
We are here in Boston, Massachusetts, on the campus of Boston University, on one of the busiest streets in Massachusetts on a very rainy Saturday morning. And it is a very large, more than 4,000 cubic yard core of the EcoPack mix. With process and product innovation, we are able to make this one of the most sustainable pours LafargeHolcim has ever done. We have connected all of our back-end systems digitally, directly with the customer. So at their fingertips are every ticket, every truck, every status of every truck to ensure that that concrete is delivered in 90 minutes or less. Concrete Direct allows every one of the stakeholders to have their own view of each individual truck to allow them to perform their tasks independently and safely on a job site like this.
At LafargeHolcim, our commitment to a sustainable future is stronger than ever. We are very proud to couple both product and process innovation at the Boston University Data Science Center. With EcoPack, this site has the lowest carbon product available as of today. And with Concrete Direct, the entire process was digitized without any paper whatsoever.
Yeah, I think, Pritesh, this is really a super cool example how we are trying to combine the product and process innovation kind of in one platform and making that available for the customer. And I think also what was mentioned in the video about kind of the connectivity and how the different data sources can be combined now here in one way and making that available again for the different stakeholders to create more transparency, to find more value-adding solutions and so on. So how does that now work for a startup? How can a startup collaborate with us and how can it leverage now on such a platform?
So I think you all heard that, you know, this process that we talked about in the video, as well as what we're doing as an organization, is, again, as I said before, doubling down our commitment to sustainability. And what that means for us as an organization is we do have that product piece, which obviously we're continuing to make big strides on. But the startup community can really help us engage on some of the process piece. So many of the examples that you might see in other industries, that are analogous to us being able to deliver product and to manage logistics and manage the very real-time supply chain that we have within our industry, can really be applied to the kinds of challenges that we have. Being able to find opportunities to reduce wait time, to create a better products, to reduce the waste that sometimes does occur at these kinds of sites, and to eliminate a lot of this, what I would say, peripheral impact that occurs that will also have a real impact in the overall sustainability. So I feel like we have a very rich space for startups to come in and engage with us to learn about how we can make a complex system even better for us to operate. But I think even more importantly, maybe, is the notion of scale. So what I find as a previous entrepreneur running startups myself, sometimes the challenge ends up being, okay, it's interesting, but it only applies to a small niche. Here at the LafargeHolcim's Concrete Company initiative, it's really about offering our entire scale. And these numbers that I'm sharing here are actually even a little bit more outdated, because this is maybe about less than 30 days ago, and this continues to grow. So we have 45,000 job sites connected throughout North America, millions and millions of cubic meters of concrete being placed on a regular basis. Several thousand kilometers being logged, and hundreds of thousands of hours being saved, and being able to come in as a startup organization, as a entrepreneurial organization, to try to address the kind of scale that we offer, I believe is very unique, and it gives you the opportunity to say, can we make a very rapid change within the organization by making these changes in the way that we use our operating model. So I think there's a lot of opportunity here. I'm very excited about being able to use our Concrete Company initiative to introduce new ways to understand data, to look at utilization, to look at productivity, to understand how we can better service our customers, and how we can ultimately create a better product for our users in and across the entire global footprint.
Wow, I think that's an amazing opportunity, and I think there are a lot of startups out there and investors who learn now a bit more about these opportunities and think that's where they exactly can start to interact with the construction material industry. And I think that's the call to action from our side. I mean, if you think now this is interesting from your perspective, then please reach out to us, get in contact with this email, contact2021@lhmaker.com, and we will be looking forward to see your innovative solution working in the construction material industry. Thank you.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.